We are going to talk about sleep and eye health. And I want to start by asking you, does technology affect your sleep in any ways? Do you have a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep or getting good quality sleep? What about your eye health? When you look at screens for a long period of time, do you get dizzy, tired, headaches, any of those symptoms? Well, sleep and eye health are two of the most common physical effects of devices. And digital eye strain is very, very common. It is an umbrella term for, dry, sore, tired eyes. And symptoms can present themselves within as few as 2 hours of looking at a screen. So these are things, the symptoms are like tired eyes, headaches, blurry vision, light sensitivity, dry eyes, poor night vision, and eye irritation. And over 80% of us experience digital eye strain. And that is because digital screens cause us to blink less. And in fact, it reduces the amount of blinks that we make by 66%. And our blinks are really important because blinking lubricates the surface of the eye and it helps to provide an active rest period for the brain. So not only are we overtaxing our eyes, but it overstimulates our brain as well. And therefore, ophthalmologists have created something called the 20-20-20 rule of eye health. We know what 20/20 vision is, but do you know what 20-20-20 means? Well, that means that we need to look at something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds every 20 minutes. This technique helps to reduce eye strain that's caused by staring at screens for extended periods of time. There are other things that we can do to help buffer eye strain, and that is to use blue light filters. Many of you have probably already tried this. Some find it very effective. I've never tried it myself. But blue light filters on your devices, especially in the evening, can be very helpful because that will aid in suppressing, it'll aid in stopping the melatonin suppression, which we need in order to help regulate our sleep. So let's go to that. Let's talk about sleep problems because they are also one of the most common problems associated with too much screen time. The problem is that 95% of us check our phone within 1 hour of going to bed. And so the blue light from our screens, it will stimulate our brain and it interferes with our sleep cycle, or something called our circadian rhythm. That is our sleep-wake cycle. And what happens is when we look at our phones, it sends electrical impulses to our brains and it makes our brain think that it's daytime when it's not. So what can we do? Well, there's a lot of things a lot of tips that digital wellness training can provide. First of all, it is ideal to avoid screens 1 hour before bedtime. Now, some people say there's no way I can do that. I check my phone all night, let alone right up to when I go to bed. Some other things you can do is you can turn on your phone's bedtime mode or bedtime settings. And what that does is it turns your screen to grayscale. So that helps to avoid those late night blue light triggers, because I can tell you from firsthand experience, when you turn your phone to grayscale and everything is all of a sudden black and white because you had your bedtime mode set for, say 11 p.m. Well, after 11 p.m., shopping on Amazon does not look near as fun and is not near as fun when things are in black and white. So it's a real, it's a psychology trick, but it really does work. So when your phone changes to black and white, it really sends a signal to your brain like, hey, bedtime is coming up. I need to, wind down and get off devices. So very, very helpful. The other thing you can do is try to keep your phones out of your bedroom. If you can, use an old-fashioned alarm clock, because most people have their phones in their room because they use it for an alarm. So if you can, remove your phone from your room, find another place to charge it overnight, because I know that's also what you're doing with your phone, and try to find other ways to relax at bedtime. So try reading, try having a bath, but try to replace some of that screen time with an offline activity. You will also find, and I'm skipping back up now to point number 2, which I realize I missed, reducing your screen time day use can actually help you at night, because the more of those impulses that are triggering our brain during the day, it's easier to calm them down at nighttime if we don't have as much stimulus, right? Visual stimulus coming from our devices. So things to keep in mind there.